Okay, this is lesson 10.1. We're going to go over the bell work. Eight minus 8 cancels out, so I get 16x equals 32, x equals 2. So now I'm going to replace x with 2. I could do it with either equation. Do I have to write 4 times 2 is 8? I would hope not. So I get 8 minus 8y equals negative 16. Negative 8y equals negative 24. Y equals positive 3. So then I have to write my answer 2, 3 in parentheses. My x comes first, my y comes second. Okay, I'm going to distribute 12 minus 20n equals 20n minus 60. 12 equals 40n minus 60. 72 equals 40n. Now I divide 72 by 40, and I get 9 over 5 equals n. Everybody get that? Anybody not get that? Anybody listening? Okay. My entire classes seem to tragically die. All right. Now let's go with today's lesson. There is a rule to do about what you do when you multiply letters that have exponents. Let's see if we can figure it out. How many x's do I have right here in number 1? How many x's do I have? How many x's do I have? Okay, now that we had that figured out, how many x's do I have right here? I have 2 x's. That's where the little 2 comes from. That tells me I have 2 x's. And how many x's do I have right here? Now, this is multiplication. I'm multiplying 2 x's times 3 x's. So how many x's do I have? 5. Very good. I have 5 x's. I can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's look at number 2. How many x's do I have right here? 2, 3, 4. How many x's do I have right here? So x to the 4th power times x to the 2nd power equals x to the 6th power. I have, how many x's do I have right here? 1. When you don't see an exponent, there's a 1 there that's understood. How many x's do I have here?
3.
So x to the 1st power times x to the 3rd power gives me how many x's? 4 x's. There you go. So when we multiply variables with like bases, we add the exponents. A variable is a letter. A base is the big number. That's the base. An exponent is the little number. So when you multiply like bases with variables, you add the exponents. Well, let's see. Does that work in math? Sure does. What's 4 times 4, kids? 16. Now, does 4 times 4 equal 4 squared? It does. See, this is 4 to the 1st power, 4 to the 1st power. So 4 times 4 equals 16. I can also add the exponents and get 4 squared. 4 squared is not simplified. That's why they don't teach you this. They don't teach you if you have 4 times 4, make it 4 squared, and then make it 16. But maybe they should. Maybe they should. So you can see the process. So if you have, see, this is your base right here. This is your exponent. So when you're multiplying like bases, you add the exponents. Now, I would never do that here because I know what 4 times 4 is. I don't know what x times x times x times x times x times x is, except to say that it's x to the 6th power. Let's see this in action. Go ahead and do number 4. Pause the video. Start the video back up when you get your answer. Okay, so you should have gotten x to the 11th power. Why are we erasing? That's it. I have 3 x's. I have 6. I have 2. 3 plus 6 is 9 plus 2 is 11. If you have to write it out, please do. Okay, pause the video, do number 2. Okay, I said number 2, I meant number 5. Hope you caught on. If not, do number 5 and then pause the video to check your answer. Here we go. What do we get for number 5, kids? X to the...
12.
Yeah, 12, because 4 plus 8 is 12. And then 6 plus 0 is 1, so this becomes y to the 6th. The letters have to be the same, or you can't add them. I guess unless you wanted to do xy to the 18th like that and create a new letter, you can't add letters that aren't the same. Here, this is really simple. Negative 8 times 2 is negative 16, thank you. 3 plus 6 is 9. Negative 16, x to the 9th. Let's skip down and look at number 8. 4 times 3 is 12. How many, let's do this. Let's use the highlighter. I have 2 x's and 4 x's. That gives me, oh no, heaven the Murgatroyd.
How would it be to the 9th?
Okay, we'll go back. Hold on a second. That'll give me x to the 6th power. And then I have y to the 6th, y to the 6th. So that gives me y to the 12th. So I multiply my numbers. 4 times 3 is 12. Then I add 2 plus 4. And then I add 6 plus 6. Okay? All right, everybody do number 9. Pause the video, do number 9. Okay, number 9. 5 times 3 is 15. How many x's do I have right here? This is x to the what? 1st power. So that leaves me with x to the 3rd power. Now, how many y's do I have here? Negative 2. Negative 2 plus 9 is 7. This is negative 1, negative 2. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These two are going to cancel out these two and leave you 7. Okay? Okay, let's look at number 10. What do you think you do at number 10? Well, you have to distribute. This times this times this times this. But there are 3 separate terms. Because when I say this, I mean 7x cubed. It's 7x cubed times 4x to the 5th. So what's 7 times 4? 28. What is That's a cough. What is 3x's and 5x's? 8x's. What is 7 times 2? 3x's and 4x gives you. And what is 7 times 8? 3x's and 3x's are 6x's. Now, let me ask you something. Why would this be marked wrong on a test? Because what? It is simplified. You cannot add these numbers together. You cannot add numbers unless they have the exact same letters. No, they don't. This is x to the 8th. That's different than x to the 7th, and that's different than x to the 6th. So you cannot add those numbers together. Cannot subtract them. It doesn't tell you to multiply.
Just leave it like that?
No, you can't leave it like this. What is wrong with this?
No adding.
Yep. Is this 28 positive or negative? So I can leave it like this. Is this 14 positive or negative? Is this 56 positive or negative? You have to have signs in between your terms. Look, kids. Oh, yeah, 3 plus 2 equals 5. Is that correct? No, this says 32 equals 5. That's okay. That's okay. We'll talk about it, before we go to lunch as a class. So we're good. Okay. So you have to have signs in between your terms. This is the answer. I cannot simplify that. Now, if I had 4x to the 8th plus 2x to the 8th, that would equal 6x to the 8th. Okay? Because both my letters are the same and they're raised to the same power. You can multiply letters that don't have the same exponent because you add the exponents. You cannot add them. Okay, it looks like that's it, folks. All right, if you have any questions, please come in and ask. Thank you. Have a great